small business. And
can you repeat the question, please?
Sure.
And we're not sure how much longer we're going to be able to keep our business open. So my question to you is, for somebody like me who's struggling with my own business and finance, what can I do to help the senator?
The question is, for people that are struggling, as we all are, what can be done to help the senator? I just want to reiterate, contact your elected officials and let them know that attention must be paid, and it's a timely issue, and that delay could end up having a very negative outcome. You know, you mentioned, not to pile on up here, but people have come to me and said, Tom, senator's great, but it's kind of a luxury, and people are losing their homes, they're not buying cars, and they're selling their vacation home, whatever it is, and so you need to understand that, and we do understand that. I do want to, having grown up in a family that's operated movies since there have been movies, in Baltimore. I wasn't around during the Depression, and I know none of us wants to use the D word when it comes to where we're going, but I think we're all sensitive. The common thing is that people wanted to go to the movies to just get away. And I think that's, from what I understand from my family, and they told me, it was more than that. And that is when people are experiencing a very difficult period globally, as a nation, as a community, they don't just want to get away, they want to come together. So I feel that that's one of the aspects that this theater offers. And as Catherine mentioned, and as other people mentioned, this is when a community comes together and pulls together, not just for this theater, but also in terms of what happened on Tuesday, in terms of raising or collecting food and all for those less fortunate members of our community. This is when communities make sure that the people in the lower level don't get forgotten. Sure.
I wanted to respond to your question. The two letters that I read addressed different situations, and they really go to the heart of what I think you're asking. In 2007, there was a specific monetary need because a specific relationship of the senator with the bank. And so that effort was grassroots because at the time, the dollar from each of us did actually save the senator because it was a very specifically defined crisis in those terms. It did tease out, that situation teased out the broader issue of the long-term sustainability of the theater. And I think part of Tom's reluctance to put a number today on relating to your question, is it tomorrow, is it next week, is it February 14th, is that the real answer is to address the broader problem. And so it's our intention today in supporting Tom to help focus that. And that's a little harder to wrap your hands around in terms of definability. And I'm sure he will be, I can't speak for Tom, but I'm sure he can talk in terms of the nuts and bolts, but we really do want to focus on the complicated issue or complicated process of an identifiable need and desire on the part of the community translating into concrete political action that will transform and sustain this. I haven't personally done work on the importance of movie theaters as economic engines, but I have done work on one of my other loves, and that is the service that libraries provide as economic engines. Most people aren't aware of that. But this function is really very similar because they're places where the community comes together and their health is seen as a barometer of the health of the overall community. So it's more than only a single business, even albeit the single biggest business in our neighborhood. It really has, it really puts at risk the overall health of the business community in general and the business and residential community combined.